there is no conclusion or consensus yet. Though talks are going on, several names, at least 3 top names, including Sushila, Karki, and also, Balen, Shah, all of them have been discussed, but the consensus is still elusive.
Well, that's right, Ankit. Where I'm standing right now is not very far from the Secretariat and the Army headquarters. Of course, last few days have seen massive violence, across the country, but also mainly in Kathmandu, from Nepal Parliament to the Secretariat to Supreme Court and several other buildings, residences of ministers and politicians completely, destroyed. And as a message to the government, this was done. Clearly, we've seen KP Sharma Oli step down, and now in the transition of power, there needs to be an interim government that needs to take control. We saw the president of Nepal issue a statement and asked the people to maintain calm because the agitations, demands are being met and there are negotiations that are underway. Even today, from early morning itself, Sushila Kakri has been, in fact, in a huddle, in a meeting with the Nepal Army chief and the student agitators as well. We need to also place in mind here that there are 3 different Gen Z groups who have been protesting here, and they do not have a consensus yet. They have different names, including Kul Man Ghising, and apart from that, Sushila, who is, of course, the former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court here in Nepal. So will there be a consensus? Will there be, still time that will, tell us what will happen and who will take the control, who will get the leadership here, even as the transition of democracy really happens here in Nepal? At this moment, there is a big uncertainty because there have been clashes reported between the Gen Z youth groups as well who have led the protests here. They do not see eye to eye on several of the candidates. So we'll have to wait and watch whether the army chief plays a critical role in also deciding the final candidature of a non-political figure who actually gives Nepal that stability and peace that is required ahead of the elections. For the next few months, that interim government will rule, will try to act against corruption and give common people that kind of a governance that the youth have been demanding for a very long time. It's perhaps also a political opportunity for several of the political parties and several politicians here many of them have fled Kathmandu. Even as we speak right now, Ankit, there's a protest underway to save the constitution by the Nepali Congress and several other activists who have joined in here. This happens parallelly at a time when negotiations are underway for a new interim government to take shape. Will it happen tonight? Will it happen in the next 2 days? Only time will tell.
That's right. We've been here trying to get you a sense from the ground of how the situation is unfolding. These are very fast-paced developments which are taking place. It will take some time before things settle in any way as far as the current situation is concerned. But let me very quickly, before I give you, a sense of what happened here a short while back, let me give you a glimpse of what years of anger against the corruption, against the incompetence, against the, absolutely, ineptity of the government that the young people of Nepal has been facing. I'll just give you how the anger erupted, and the way the anger erupted, it along with it just did not melt the current political system with the government away, but also every symbol of the institution in Nepal. The anger and the frustration which built up for years resulted in things like these, completely charred these trees. They tell you the story of a police station which used to be here, and in the anger, because police is the symbol of the authority. Also remember, it was at the hands, the firing of the police, that young Nepalese kids died when the protests had begun, and the anger then erupted in these symbols of the governance here in Nepal, it's for the youth, the way they came out and changed in just about 36 hours. Established set rules since 2008, the democracy taking roots in Nepal. Now, what shape is Nepal's polity going to take? Will this young people's revolution bring this young nation also the kind of governance, the dividends that they are hoping for. Because revolution is of course one thing, but what comes after is quite complicated, and you can see that in the discussions which are also going on at this moment in Nepal at the army headquarters, where you'll see the soldiers inching forward, trying to put people away so that there is no hindrance as far as the talks are concerned. And it's quite literally, Xavier will show you, quite literally the irony, long live democracy for a lot of people. You'll see on that sideway that long live democracy for a lot of young people. That's what at least they believe they are fighting for. Have there been other political interests which have injected themselves in this crucial moment of Nepal, driving forces into various different directions? That is also something that needs to be spoken about.